In this video lesson, we will learn about squares and rectangles. So specifically, first, let's talk about what they are. So what's a rectangle? The answer is very simple. It's got four sides, it's quadrilateral, and all four angles are equal to 90 degrees. And a square is just a special case of rectangle. It's a rectangle, but also it has the property that every side is equal. So what they have in common is that all angles are 90 degrees, and squares also have all four sides equal. So here I'm just going to draw some four-sided shapes, and we'll talk about which is which. That's definitely a rectangle. This, I would argue, is a square. We haven't measured it, but now this one is definitely neither because its angles are not 90 degrees. This small one is a square, and even though it's rotated, this is still a rectangle because the angles are still 90 degrees. So that's about how they look. So now let's talk about what sort of properties they have. Let's start with area. So let's say we have a rectangle, and it's got sides A and B. Then the area will be A equals A times B. For a square, it's the same thing, but since all the sides are the same, instead of A times B, you have S times S, or S squared. So it's the same formula, but you just plug in the same number twice. Now perimeter. And the perimeter is the sum of the lengths of the sides. It's the distance across. So a rectangle has a property that its pairs of opposite sides have equal length. So the perimeter is equal to A plus B plus A plus B. So there's two A's and there's two B's, and we add them. And for a square, of course, we can do a special case. If the sides are all S, then it's 4S because there's four sides, and that will be the perimeter. So this is all the important information. AB and S squared for area, 2A plus 2B, and 4S for perimeter. So now let's do a few examples that involve these concepts. Alright, so in this problem, we want to find the area and the perimeter of the rectangle. So the area is A times B. And what are A and B? It's 5 and 11. So we have 5 times 11 equals 55. Alright, now let's calculate the perimeter. So we know that this opposite side is 5 and the other one's 11. So the perimeter is 5 plus 5 plus 11 plus 11. So 2 5s, 2 11s, that's 10 plus 22, that's 32. So there's our perimeter P. P equals 32. All right. So we're ready for the next problem. So this is more of a word problem. We're given square ABCD. So first let's draw it. So here's something that looks like a square. We have ABCD. And we don't know its side length. It's not given. So we write S. And we're asked, given the equal perimeter and area, what is the length of the side? So P equals A. And what is the perimeter equal to? It's 4S. And the area is S times S, or S squared. So now we just have to solve this for S. It's actually pretty easy. All you have to do is divide by S on both sides. It'll cancel and you'll get 4 equals S. So in other words, the side length is equal to 4. And that's the answer to this problem. Alright, now let's do just one more example. Now this is a true word problem. So we have Joe, and he has a rectangular garden, and he wants to put a fence around the garden. So the cost is $1.50 per foot, and the garden is 4 by 5 feet. The question is, how much will it cost? So of course, first we want to make a drawing. Here's something that looks like a 4 by 5 rectangle. And he wants to put a fence around it. And of course, the fence has to be on the outside part. So the length of the fence is the length of all the sides. So if we have the fence covering all the sides, and the length of the fence being the sum of all the lengths of the sides, then the total cost is going to be the total length times the cost per foot, which is $1.50. And the total length is the perimeter, which we know how to calculate. So we just do that. The perimeter equals 4 and 5, and we multiply them times 2, and we add them, and we get 8 plus 10, and that is equal to 18. So now to find the total cost, all we have to do is multiply 18 by 1.5. And I'm just labeling the picture because naturally these are feet. So we have 18 feet times $1.5 per foot. And when we multiply this, 18 times 1.5 is 27. You can use a calculator or you can do it in your head, it doesn't matter. And we get $27. Alright, well, I hope that this video helped you, and thank you for watching.